Hello everyone, I'm Louis Del Monte and welcome to Del Monte and Science. This is part 3 of the series, God versus No God, Can Science Answer the Question? And in parts 1 and 2, we defined the nature of God. We said we'd rather use the word deity because God actually connotes that it's monotheism. Deity encompasses polytheism. It actually takes it out of the context of a single religion into a more general context. And we said these are the 5 attributes that are current themes that run through the major religions of the world. And we looked at attribute 2 through 4, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresence. And we said that in time, science would give the appearance in as little as 100 years of having these attributes, being all-knowing, being all-powerful, and being everywhere. And so that I didn't believe any of these were really true acid tests that we could scientifically look at and say, well, can science address the question about deity? When we look at attribute 5, omnibenevolence, we come to the point that says God is all good, but when you think about the nature of God or deity, that you really are dealing with an entity that has no nature, by definition, that there are no laws, no boundaries. So saying it's good or evil does not apply in a scientific sense in that context. So I'm making scientific statements and not religious statements. I'm looking at it from the standpoint of a scientist. So what I'm going to do right now, I've left number 1, which I think is the acid test, is give you a little more in the way of background on this. There have been 2 camps that have sort of evolved around the question God versus no God. And the first camp would be called the evolutionists. So evolution, okay, that would be number 1. And the second camp would be called creationism. I'm gonna change this to evolutionism. These are the 2 camps. Creationism, okay. And basically, what the evolutionists will argue is that we're here because of natural evolution. So this actually looks more at a scientific explanation. And the creationists argue, well, we're here because of a higher being. Okay, so they argue that that there was an intervention of a deity, and that is the source of creation. Now, to be clear on this is not a low-key debate in science or in the religious circles. This is a high-key debate, and there's a lot of emotion. And it's been, what has gone on, and I want to give you a little background on that. The creationists use an argument called intelligent design. Okay. Their argument is intelligent design. And they argue from this premise that says, well, look at the universe, look at how well ordered it is. There's an intelligent design to the universe, therefore there's an intelligent design behind it. Okay. And that's an argument that they put forward. And they actually put this forward as creation science. Okay. Creation science. Now, why did they seek to actually have creation science? Well, the First Amendment of our Constitution prohibits the government from taking a stand on any particular religion, and we have religious freedom. And so they wanted to say, well, their view actually is a scientific view and can be taught in the schools. Well, that was tested. In 2005, to give you an idea how long this debate, how current this debate is, in 2005 at Kitzmiller versus Dover Area School District, there was a trial, and U.S. District Judge John E. Jones III ruled that intelligent design is not science. Okay, intelligent design is not science. That it, and this is a quote, cannot uncouple itself from its creationists and thus religious antecedents. So, in effect, it was barred from being taught in school as a science. Okay, so that's what currently happened. Now, in the evolutionary camp, and I'm just going to bring one other element forward in the way of background. Probably the most famous physicist in the world, Stephen Hawking, he's a cosmologist physicist, said in his most recent book, published in 2010, The Grand Design, he declared that the Almighty is irrelevant, and that M theory, which is a string theory, may hold the ultimate key to understanding everything. So Stephen Hawking would be considered an evolutionist in this context. So we're getting close now to the point where we can actually address this final argument of, number one, can science answer the question, is there a God or no God? And to that we have to really address number one. But I wanted to give you some feeling for the schools that have been, the two camps that have been fighting this out. So in our next post, we'll address the final question. Thank you.